Okay, here we are. Here we are. How you doing, Mr. Emmanuel?
Good, good, good.
Good. The people are probably thinking, where is Amar? What are these two brothers doing? Why is it brother overload? well, well, the reason is because it's Ghana Independence Day. So, so just like they said in Contact, why build one when you can build two? For people that have seen Contact, you'll understand that quote. But yeah, no, Amar is indisposed. Actually, Australia's experiencing some weather, some really crazy weather conditions, and a lot of people have been affected. So he's okay, he's good, but just a bit inconvenienced. So he's away for a week, but he'll be back soon. So there you go. But yeah, Emmanuel, great to. We're going to have you anyway. To be honest, because of
yeah,
Batman, big film. We were like,
yeah,
yeah, Emmanuel's got to be involved anyway. So, but yeah, how you feeling? You feeling good about things?
yeah. With regards to Batman, yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
Um, mm,
Okay.
mm.
I see you wearing a t-shirt, so you ready? But I know we're going to go into it a bit more later. So we'll save the Batman talk for later. So first of all, what we're going to do first, so we're going to go into, well, before we go into our shout outs, actually, we are just going to obviously say for anyone that's new listening, yeah, we are the Flixters. We talk about movies, streaming, anything to do with like, that sort of entertainment and stuff like that. You can catch us on YouTube. You can catch us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Just reach out, get in touch, let us know about any movies that you want us to talk about, and just say, yeah, have a chat. That's what we're about. We're very laid back. We're very approachable, and we just love movies and streaming. So that's what we're all about. We've still got a prize going at the moment. The prize is a Disney Plus subscription. When I say subscription, it's actually there's only 2 months left, so it finishes on the 30th of April. So you got 2 months left that you can enjoy free Disney Plus. So all you got to do is write us a review. It can be as long or as short as you like. Let us know about that, and we'll send you the login details for that Disney Plus subscription. Bob's your uncle. Simple as that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there you go. Okay, shout out. So we've got one shout out this week. It goes to our very own Zakharov. He's going to be on the show soon. We were just talking before we start recording that he is meant to be on the show. So at some point, you are going to not just hear from Zakharov, but you're going to see him. So yeah, he's one of our long-time listeners. He listens to the show while he's cooking, and he says it adds a lot of spice to his food. So there you go. I hope we do add spice to your life, everyone who listens. I hope that's what we do. We are spicy guys, aren't we? You're quite a spicy guy, aren't you, Emmanuel? Huh? Huh? I know you a
yeah,
long time.
very,
You're quite a
very,
spicy
very
guy,
spicy guy. Yeah,
yeah. A lot of
yeah.
spice. People just walk past who just get spice in their life. Yeah? They just walk past and like, shit, got a bit of pepper there, or I got a bit of paprika, or I got a bit of chito, or I got a bit of, you know, all kinds of spice added to their life. But yeah, enough waffle. So let's get into the show. So we're going to break down the show as usual. We're going to talk about some movie news, what's new on streaming, anniversary
Mhm.
corner. We've got our main film, which is Batman, and we'll talk about a bunch of stuff in between. So yeah, that's just how it goes. So first of all, yeah, movie news. So got a couple of things on here. Just want to quickly talk about. Okay, so Scarlett Johansson, ScarJo, whatever you
Mm.
want to call her, Black Widow, the girl with the pearl earring, whatever you want to call her.
It's been a while, isn't
It's been a while, but yeah,
it?
Scarlett Johansson. We heard a few months ago because she's obviously Black Widow, Marvel, MCU. She's been out. She's been doing that since 2010.
mm.
Really doing a great job. Obviously, she died in Infinity War, but then her movie came out. Black Widow came out in 2020
Yeah,
on Disney Plus, and there was that legal issue that she had with
bit of
Disney about
controversy
the
with that.
release.
Yeah.
Exactly, the controversy about the finances that she was promised. They settled out of court, which a lot of people do when they don't want a lot of backlash.
Hmm.
But what I'm hearing is that she's gonna be making an MCU return,
Not as Black Widow, is she?
not as Black Widow, as another character. I'm thinking,
What?
hold on a second, you can't do that.
Is she gonna be then? Is she-
White Widow? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
She's had enough of Night Riders, yeah.
You know, who's she going to be next? I mean, I think that's rubbishing and diminishing her as a well, not as a person, but just
Mm,
I don't know. You can't just okay. This character's died out. We'll bring her back as someone else. It just rubbishes it.
yeah.
It just lessens it for me. I don't know how you feel about it, but what do you reckon
Hopefully,
from you then?
hopefully it's not going to be like a character that's going to clash somehow with the whole Black Widow, because it will just be a bit weird. Because
Well, I think well
who's taking her place now? What's her name?
now it's Yelena Belova, played by Florence Hugh. She's like the new
Yeah,
younger
Hugh,
Black
Hugh.
Widow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have minded if she came into back into Disney and doing other films and stuff. But
Mm,
MCU, that's
mm.
directly back into. So what when people see her, what are they going to say? Oh, you look familiar.
Yeah.
You know, you
Black
look
Widow
familiar.
died. She got a twin.
Exactly. Nah, I don't like it.
Ganger.
But I guess time will tell. Time will tell. Let's see what happens with this one. Time will
Yeah.
tell. But usually Disney know what they're doing, but you know anything can happen these days. So let's see what happens
Yeah.
with that. Next thing on the news is Avatar. So we've spoken about this a few times. You've seen Avatar.
Mm.
What did you first think when you saw Avatar in 2009? What did you think?
I liked it. I
Yeah.
enjoy. Yeah, I enjoyed Avatar, but I never thought it would be as big as it was.
Mm.
Like, yeah, I thought I at the time I enjoyed it. Oh, I took a date actually to
Oh
go
yeah.
see Avatar. So, yeah,
Okay.
and then I just
Spending the big
remember.
bucks, yeah, the 3D bucks, yeah. You must have really liked the extra.
Yeah.
But
What
yeah, so
about
the news
you?
is, yeah. No, I really liked it. I saw it in 3D. It was at the
Mm,
time it was cutting edge technology, and it really popped. The film was made for 3D. It wasn't just a
mm,
movie that they converted to 3D. It was made with 3D in mind.
yeah.
So as we've heard, it's been 2009 at the time. It was the biggest budget, biggest grossing movie of all time. It's done a bit of a tug of war wrestle with Endgame,
Yeah.
but we know James Cameron is planning to bring out another 4 or 5 movies. So Avatar 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's
Yeah.
4 movies more, I think. And the first one's coming out 2022 December. And one of the big wigs from not Warner Brothers, sorry, from 20th Century Studios, who have been bought
Mm,
out by Disney. Don't forget, one of the big wigs, Steve Asbell, said this movie will blow your mind. And obviously, he's got to say that he's the big wig. He's trying to
yeah.
promote the movie. But you have to
Exactly.
remember, James Cameron doesn't do things by halves. When he
Mm,
brought out Terminator 2, that was what? How many years? 6 years later? No, 7 years after Terminator 1. And he did it
mm,
on purpose because he said that the technology wasn't ready for what he wanted to achieve. And
yeah.
it's similar with Avatar. You know, he waited years because the technology wasn't ready for what he wanted to do.
Mm,
So now it is ready. He's bringing out these movies back to back, and they're saying it's going to blow our mind. I mean, time will tell. But James Cameron doesn't bring out shit films. Name me one
yeah.
shit film from James Cameron, and I'll
So
wait.
that's gonna be hard for me to do actually.
Exactly, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, maybe his films haven't been, or one of his films maybe wasn't the best, but it wasn't shit.
Yeah, but even before, like, I reckon he's had such a good track record. They just write the check. They
Yeah,
don't even like
yeah,
doubt it. They just be like, okay, what you got a new production? All right, we'll sign
yeah,
that check.
yeah. There you go. Bob's your uncle. So yeah, I mean, I got confidence in this guy. Aliens is one of my favorite films of all time.
Mm,
Terminator 2 again. I can watch that again and again. Even Titanic was a great film
yeah.
as well. I mean, yeah. Anyway, let's say no more. Anyway, let's see if it blows our mind in December this year. So we've got another what, another 9 months or so.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that really wraps up the movie news. Really, so yeah, there you go.
So we're
So
going on
now we're look
to new one to
streaming.
streaming.
Yes, so now streaming. So this
It's,
one I haven't seen yet. This one's called The Boys Diabolical. This is on Amazon. And this is
yeah.
in the Boys universe. For anyone that hasn't seen, The Boys is on Amazon. It's a live action superhero series, but
For
very,
anyone
very
who
R
hasn't seen
rated.
the boys, I don't know what you're waiting for. Like, you just need to
Exactly.
get on it.
Exactly.
And I
Exactly.
think I just feel like this. I feel like I've been waiting ages for this next season to be coming out.
Yeah.
So when I saw Boys Diabolical, I thought, all right, this has got to be a filler. This is going to be some sort of filler in between because like I'm just sitting here twiddling my thumbs trying to find other stuff to watch in between. When
Have
is
you
it
seen it
supposed to
yet?
be out?
Have you seen the Diabolical yet?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You have.
I've
Oh,
seen
well,
it.
without, without giving too much away, what do you think so far?
It's nuts.
Is it? Oh
It's
shit!
nuts, man. It is like so random. I
What
think,
kind of nut are we
yeah.
talking about? Though you say nuts. I mean, you're talking about cashews, peanuts, almonds. I mean, there's many nuts out there. You got. I'm more of a peanut guy, so I mean, what nuts?
I like Brazil nuts.
Oh, oh shit!
Brazil.
That's the top nut right there, man. That's a top nut. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
all right, all right, all right. I'm ready
So
for that.
these episodes are literally it's a spin off of The Boys, and it's animated,
Mm,
which means it's a lot cheaper for them to do. Um, I guess whilst they finish what they need to finish with The Boys, uh, you know, and it's each episode is surprisingly short and quick. It's 15 minutes per episode, so you can
okay.
easily get through this in like in a day. And when I say it's nuts, it's basically 8 episodes in total, and one of them
Yeah.
is actually written by Aquafina.
Oh, okay. That's
Aquafina,
cool.
yeah,
Mm,
and it shows how it shows how gross Amazon's spin-off really gets when
is
you've got an
it?
episode when you get an episode with Aquafina and just anyone who's going to watch it. Little spoiler alert: she basically takes Compound V, takes a
Oh yeah.
ship, and then the ship comes alive.
Oh my gosh. Oh, mate.
Like, how nuts is that? That's just
That's mad. But that can only work in animation. So, oh
exactly.
my gosh. Okay, so that's on Amazon Prime right now. So
Yeah,
go watch that. Yeah, and yeah, it's I'm sure it'll be a good
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Next
Check it
thing,
out.
bad vegan. Bad vegan. Is there such a thing as a bad vegan? What's this? What's this about?
Yeah, so yeah, you're a bad vegan if you're a part-time vegan. I mean, I've
Oh,
met one or two where they call themselves flexi vegan. You know, when
oh,
when it's too tough to actually go straight. You know, straight no animal products. Then it's just yeah. Then they call it quits and then a timeout, and then they eat a burger and then get back to being vegan again. But this one is basically called Bad Vegan: Fame, Fraud, Fugitive. It's on Netflix, and it's a true story about a high end fine dining vegan restaurateur, and explores the bizarre downfall of the vegan queen. I think her name's Sama Melagus, and it's a 4-part documentary disclosing the swindling of nearly $2 million.
love that
And
word, swindling.
yeah,
Swindling.
it's all trending. It's all trending recently.
Trust
You
me.
know, Tinder swindler. Then
Trust
what
me.
is it? Inventing Anna. It's all.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm starting to think I'm in the wrong job, mate.
Oh my gosh.
2 million, yeah. So $2 million. And
Mm.
she was basically arrested in like May 2016. She actually features in this documentary as well. Um,
Mm.
and and yeah, she's a bad vegan because she got caught ordering a non-vegan Domino's pizza, and
Is it?
which led to her downfall, basically. In addition to all the other stuff that she took part in, she actually basically got involved in a relationship with some guy who was a criminal anyway. So it's
Is it?
yeah, and it's
Oh
from the
my gosh.
executive producer of Tiger King and Fire, the greatest party
Okay.
that never happened. You know,
Yeah,
so yeah,
yeah.
it's worth a watch. I think.
Okay. All right. Nice one. Thanks for that. Oh, that's on Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, that's on Netflix. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. The next one on Netflix I want to quickly talk about is called Genius, and it's spelt kind of mad, but it's basically the story of Kanye West. It's 3 parts. Is it 3 parts or is it 4 parts? I think it's 3 parts. Yeah. They're all chunky parts, so it's like an hour and 20 minutes each part. Documentary about his rise, really, and just his journey. And a lot of people know, obviously, Kanye West from many years that he's been in the music and entertainment, fashion industry. People say
Yeah.
he's a genius. Some people say he's mad. But people often
But
say on
like
the
they
cusp of
say,
greatness
there's
you
a
know,
thin line between
there you
genius
go.
and madness, isn't it?
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, this is really interesting. Basically, the documentary was started by one of his sort of colleagues or someone that he came into contact with along the way. And this person, his name is Kuti or Kudi. That's his name. And then the other person that directed it is called Chike. So it's directed by Chike and Kudi. They're music directors, comedians, entertainers, and they basically documented his journey from the beginning all the way till sort of what we see. There's been lots of gaps in between and stuff when Kanye went off and did his own thing and they
Yeah.
lost contact and stuff. But this is all kind of like handy cam footage. It's not
Oh,
doesn't all look
okay.
nice and pretty, but it's actually really interesting. You see his mum, obviously his mum's obviously passed away, unfortunately
Mm.
now. You see this, the different dynamics. It's like a roller coaster of his journey and on the people around him, the Kardashians, and his relationship with Jay-Z, and you know
Yeah.
all of that sort of thing. It's actually an
Does
interesting
it include his
documentary.
meltdown as well?
Yeah. Doesn't go into doesn't go into it in mad detail because at that
Mm.
time, I don't think this person that directed it had much access to him. So he was watching it from a sort of secondary perspective from the
Right,
outside.
okay.
He wasn't on the inside. Like from the beginning, this guy's on the inside everywhere he goes because Kanye
Yeah.
actually he commissioned him to make the documentary. So you
Right,
get to
okay.
see Kanye's journey. And a lot of people didn't respect him or think he was a good rapper,
Mm.
but he was a
Mm.
great. He done his beats, but
Mm.
over the years he got more respect. He had to fight to get respect, which I respect.
Mm.
Respect, you know. So so yeah, but it's interesting. Go watch it. It's on Netflix. It's 3 episodes, like an hour and change each one. But I guarantee by the time you finish watching it, you'll have a different perspective on
Yeah.
Kanye West, or Ye as he is called now, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that one. What's the next one? The Witcher: Blood Origin on Netflix. What's
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, this one, I've got mixed feelings about this one. But
Hmm.
I'm willing to give it a watch, as it's not an adaptation of any of Andreas Sapkowski's books. This is a six-part miniseries taking place 12,000 no 1,200 years in the past. And we
Okay.
basically will see how the conflicts arose between human and elves. So expect gnomes, dwarves, elves, humans,
Oh.
two pairs of midgets, and human and elf.
It sounds a bit very Lord of the Rings, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gosh. In
Yeah,
amongst all
well,
those, you won't get any brothers, will you? This doesn't exist back then, did we? Where were we? Oh my gosh. Is this one animation as well, or is it live action?
No, this one's live action. This one's
Oh,
not
okay.
an animation. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Is it out? It's not out already. When's it out?
Uh,
Oh,
it's
Blood.
out
Oh, yeah.
soon.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's out
out soon.
soon.
Probably
Okay.
like
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
week,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think.
okay. That's really soon because The Witcher season 2 just came out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
so that's
haven't
really
caught that
soon.
yet. Mm.
Mm. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Nice one. So yeah. So there goes the sort of new one streaming. Go catch all that. Right now or soon, as with the last one.
Mm.
So there you go. Yeah. So next we're going to talk about a trailer. We've got one trailer to talk about, and this one is a new movie that's coming out in July, and this one is called Bullet Train. So have you been to Japan?
Of course, I've been to Japan.
Okay, of course. Well, I need it. I'll just for the
What?
audience, but
Yeah. Yeah, they call the bullet
so
train the Shinkansen in
even
Japan.
authentic. Yeah, I wasn't asking that much information, but you gave it. Okay, it's called Shinkansen.
Shinkansen, yeah.
Shinkansen. Okay, that means doesn't mean bullet train in
Bullet
translation. Doesn't
train.
doesn't mean.
It,
Okay.
yeah.
Nice one. So yeah, this trailer is a movie called Shinkansen, uh, and and this one stars Brad Pitt. Okay, I'm going to read out some of the stars that were in this movie because this is the. Well, first of all, let me just tell you quickly about the movie. So the movie
Mm.
is about It's kind of like, how can I like? It's assassins. They're assassins, and think of John Wick, think
Yeah.
of Snowpiercer, think
Yeah.
of some Tarantino type shit going on.
Yeah.
All of that on a train.
Okay.
So five assassins aboard a bullet train, and their missions they collide basically. Oh, I can use that analogy on a train. The missions collide. Brad Pitt is the main star. You got Aaron Taylor Johnson. You got Sandra Bullock. You got Zazie Beetz. You got Michael
Mm.
Shannon, aka General Zod. You got Brian Tyree Henry from Atlanta. You got the guy from where was he from? He was in Endgame, the samurai kind of guy in Endgame. He's been in Wolverine. He's been in Sunshine. He's in Mortal Kombat, and
Okay.
his name is Hirayuki Sanada. If you see
Okay.
his face, you recognize this guy. He's been in enough movies. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
So you got all these people. You got Hiro Nakamura. Hiro Nakamura is in this film. Masi
Oh,
Oka. Oka, yeah. So this is, I reckon it's probably filmed in Japan maybe because there's
yeah.
lots of Japanese.
I saw the trailer and I was just like, oh, okay, there's
It looks
some
it look
kanji translation, yeah,
Yeah, it
like the
looks fun,
date,
doesn't it? It's colorful, it
yeah,
looks fun. It's like an
yeah,
action comedy. Don't take it too serious. But it's directed by David Leitch, the guy that was a stunt guy from many years. He also directed Deadpool 2. He was
mm,
involved in Anna the assassin film with oh no, hold on. No, not Anna, sorry. I get mixed up. Atomic Blonde, sorry.
Tom
Atomic
Blonde,
Blonde. He directed that with Charlize Theron, John Wick as well. So uh, like I mentioned, John Wick's in, a similar kind of film.
mm,
This film's going to be fun. All I'm going to say about it, go watch the trailer. It's out in July. It's going to be a fun film. That's all I can say. Brad Pitt and Sandra Bullock, they are, teaming up again because they've got
mm.
another comedy coming out soon. I can't remember what it's called, but there's some sort of comedy coming out soon with them two, and Harry Potter is involved in that one as well. But yeah, go check out the trailer. Let
I
us know what
wonder
you
if
think.
Sandra Bullock lowered her fee just to get on this one.
Just be close to Brad Pitt. I think most people will lower their fees to get with Brad Pitt. you know. So yeah, so there you go. Bullet Train, go check it out. So
Yeah,
that brings us to anniversary corner. So this segment of the show is really quick, but we just talk about a movie that hits an anniversary. Usually it's 10 years.
anniversary
Uh,
corner. We need to
yeah, we
get a
ain't done that in a
jingle for
while.
that.
We ain't done that in a while. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so the movie hits a anniversary, 10 years, 15, 20, 25, 30. So today's one is from 2012, 10 years ago. And as the main movie we're going to talk about is The Batman, it was only fitting that we found a movie that hit an anniversary that was
Mm,
similar to The Batman, which is The Dark Knight Rises. So yes, this is the final movie of Nolan's trilogy.
mm,
uh, this one came out. Obviously, there's quite a lot of hype with this one coming out. Bane, played by Tom Hardy. We had what's her name? Anne or Anna? What's her name? As Catwoman. I always forget her surname. Anna. What's her name? I'll find her surname in a second. But
yeah,
she played Catwoman.
yeah.
Uh, and this one, I mean, also we had the hype of the this. That's just not in a good way, but in a bad way. Remember the cinema shooting that happened in
Mm,
America, and the person
mm.
dressed up as the
The
Joker.
Joker,
Went,
yeah.
yeah, went into the cinema, and there was a premiere of this film, and he shot up the cinema and killed people. And Christian Bell even went to the hospital of some of
Oh,
the
did he?
survivors and just yeah he did because obviously it's not his fault. I mean, this
Mm,
person was crazy obviously, but he just felt what can I do? So he went to he went to the hospital to the survivors and just went there to say hi and just
yeah.
wished them well and stuff. But yeah, so this film, what did you think of this film? It came out in 2012. I mean, it's got the big hype of Bane and everything. What did you think of it?
I I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the trilogy. I think this one it wasn't the best. I mean, it basically just followed the standard of the first movie being the best, and then the third movie always has to be bigger and better than the second movie. So yeah,
Mm,
I think Bane was the biggest hype in it. Uh,
yeah.
yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I'm similar. I'm probably within a step more because I liked it, but I felt there's so many gaps in this film. The
Mm,
first one, Batman Begins, great start, fresh,
mm,
new. The Dark Knight, like one of the best, comic book films of all time. Still, many people's top
mm,
five. And this one, Dark Knight Rises, it tried to do too much. There's so many gaps in it. It was just
yeah,
like, what is going on? I actually felt like Christopher Nolan, he dropped the ball on this one. Tom
yeah.
Hardy was a glamorized henchman because really the mastermind behind it all was Marion Colt. What's her name? Marion uh, Cotillard. Miranda.
Mm,
What's her name? Miranda.
mm.
She's meant to think she was the daughter of what's his name? The daughter of Ra's al Ghul, isn't it? I think
Raja
she was meant
Rule.
to be. Yeah, so I
Yeah,
think she was
yeah.
the mastermind anyway of this whole thing, and what's his name? Bane was their sort of henchman because he just
Yeah,
when that scene when that all sort of became apparent was just a letdown. I was like, what?
yeah,
Bane is just taking orders. Bane's meant to be intelligent and strong at the same time,
yeah.
but it just had so many gaps. When Batman went to that place in the tunnel, and after he's broken back and he took the rope and he's the only person that can get out, and somehow he magically turned up in Gotham City.
I think this one was the one where he had the brace. It showed his brace, isn't
Oh
it?
my
And I was just
gosh,
like,
just
you know what? he, the Batman would be wearing a brace, man, because
oh,
the conflicts he gets involved in, and especially
yeah,
when you're fighting Bane.
yeah. Bane is tough. Bane's not no
Mm,
joke. But yeah, this one just had too many gaps for me. So a bit of a letdown. There's the worst of the trilogy for me.
mm,
Uh, and yeah, but yeah, we have to mention it. Dark Knight Rises 10 years ago. Go give it a watch, and you tell us what you think. Does it
mm.
still stand the test of time? Let us know what you think. Um, but on time, it's time to now be in the present. It's now time for our main movie review, and this is the Batman. So we're going to go into this one. We're going to talk about what we thought of it, any hidden gems and stuff like that, any spoilers, and yeah, this is going to be spoiler by the way. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, you want to
Yeah,
probably
this is
pause
going to
on
be a
this, go
spoiler
watch
review.
it, come back, and then we don't want to spoil it for you totally. So that is what it is. But yeah, so I don't know if I should do a sort of introduction of the film. I mean, the Batman is a new take on Batman, new actors, new cast, new director,
Yeah.
and it's definitely a totally fresh depiction on a very well known character.
Mm,
So directed by Matt Reeves, who didn't he do Planet of the Apes? Isn't it Planet of the Apes?
I
And
think so.
am I wrong in thinking he also done Cloverfield as well? I want to say he done Cloverfield, and I'm gonna say he done Cloverfield as well. But yeah, he directed and co-wrote this movie fresh. Robert Pattinson, when he was first cast in this, many people were like, what?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Twilight, so for me Twilight didn't ruin anything for
I've
me.
seen I've seen Twilight, but I've also seen
Okay.
some of the other Robert Pattinson indie movies as
Yeah.
well, and he is a good actor. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I was also in the same camp as what
Mm,
really Batman?
yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. But saying that, a lot of people were the same when they heard Christian Bale.
yeah,
So look what he done. So
yeah,
you know is what it is. But yeah, so let's go into the film, and we can just we'll talk about it for a bit, and then you
yeah,
can let us know what you think once you've seen it. But
and it will be a
yeah, first,
shock because I think some people might not know that it's actually like almost 3 hours 3 hours long. This movie.
yeah, I only found it out the day before I watched it. I didn't know it was that long,
Oh,
but
really?
but yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
mind it though.
yeah.
But overall, I'm going to ask you what you thought of it and give me your sort of yeah,
I
give me
actually,
your feedback.
I'm gonna be biased here because I actually enjoyed it.
That's not being
And
biased. If you enjoyed it, you enjoyed it.
I, as I sat watching, I was trying to put it in the ranking of where I'd actually sit the movie, and I think this comes quite probably second to The Dark Knight for me.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
cool. Okay.
uh, you know. And as as you probably heard, like the Batman, it's not connected to a lot of the other DC movies that have come before Matt Reeves
Mm.
Batman, which I know that he's trying to create a totally new universe, like you mentioned. It's basically the same Caped Crusader, but he's basically creating a new universe for Batman and his rogues gallery of villains and characters. And I liked it. So which meant for fans who like Batman, and knowing what the schedule is for this year, there's apart from Robert Pattinson's. There's going to be a lot of other Batman spin-offs as well, isn't there?
Yes, but yeah, there's going to be other DC movies. You mean?
Yeah, other DC movies, but I know that there's you got Robert Pattinson, and then what's his name's doing Batman as well. They got another
Who? Ben Affleck.
no the
Another
uh
Batman.
yeah he was oh crap I've
Is it live action or animation?
no live action.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's live action, isn't
I've not heard of this one. This is
it?
hot off the press.
Okay.
Hot off the press.
I should have actually done some more research into it, but and pulled out the names. But yeah, no, I liked this movie. What about you?
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
Do you know what? With DC, I go in now not expecting anything because
Oh,
DC have let me
okay.
down before. But I
Yeah,
think 2022, hmm, it could be the year of DC. It could be the
yeah,
year of DC. But all I got to say is Marvel got some good movies coming out too. But the difference is the expectation with Marvel movies are going to be higher. So
mm,
then people will be expectations will be met or not. But at least with DC, if other people are like me, expectations are low. This movie here surpassed my expectations. This movie was good, man. I went in there and I thought, you know what? It's dark. I don't like
yeah,
seeing Batman in the bright lights and all that shit.
yeah.
Batman deserves to be in the dark. It was
This is
moody. It was raining. This movie reminded me of flipping Seven. It
yes,
reminded me of
yes,
Seven, man.
yeah.
It's like there's a
Very
killer out there.
psychological,
Yeah, psychologically,
but
there's
it
a
was
killer out there
yeah,
killing for a moral reason. It's like shit. This
but
guy's killing people for a reason.
it was like a Batman horror film as well.
Yeah, and this is meant to be very neo noir. This all lends to the Long Halloween,
Yeah,
Batman Year One, all those old school comics that came out obviously time ago. But
mm,
and also it kind of takes it back to Batman's origins. His
mm.
origins, like you know what? Do you know what DC Comic stands for?
Detective Comics,
Exactly. And who's the world's best detective? Who was one of the sort of beginners of DC Comics?
Batman,
Batman. He's meant to be
Batman.
the world's best detective, not just a muscle man, not just a rich man. He's meant to be mad smart.
Mm.
Sorry.
Uh,
And then in this movie, we're getting to see him be a detective, but also make mistakes because he's kind of new. But still,
yeah,
he's being a detective. He's working with detectives. He's in the room. He's got a seat at the table with detectives, even though they don't really like him. But he's solving shit, trying to solve shit. And
because
I
that's
like
the
this. This
first thing.
film,
That's one of the opening scenes that you actually
yeah,
see as well. And what I like is, like you mentioned, it has that feel of Seven,
yeah.
Fincher's Seven, where it's very psychological and it's like like a horror movie. But at the same time, what I do like about these movies, and I like to listen to is the original soundtrack and
Oh
the
man,
Michael Giacchino. He what he's done with the
mate,
soundtrack is so good.
mate.
It's
Yeah,
original, but then it also draws from the 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 themes as well, the past Batmans.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, and what did you think when, when you the opening scene where but basically he's kind of like weaponized darkness to being his tool because
Yeah, I
the
think
way
he's
Robert
very smart,
Pattinson's
very
Batman's
smart, very
inspired.
clever. But
Yeah,
yeah, very smart, very clever, very ergonomic. Because if you can use your surroundings as a weapon,
mm,
then the surroundings becomes you. You become the surroundings, and you can be more than just yourself, which is sometimes, you can't be everywhere at once, can you?
Yeah. I
But I like
loved
the
how
way
they
he,
created Gotham City as well.
yeah. And he's very patient. Even when he first entered into one of the first fight scenes, it took
Mm.
ages for him to come into it. He walked. I was like, shit, what's that
You know,
noise? He
I
just
loved
walked
is the
slowly.
way Batman moved throughout the movie. He reminded me of Jason from Halloween.
Yes,
It
yeah,
was just
yeah,
like
yeah,
as soon as he's seen the villain, it's just like, you know what, you're on my books. I'm getting you.
yeah.
You're
Trust me.
like a dead man walking.
Yeah, I don't think I saw him run.
No,
I can't remember seeing him run, which is
no,
a sign of a
you
good,
don't see him. You
a,
don't see
a
him
good,
run.
powerful person.
Mm,
So, but no, it's just good. I think the writing was good. The acting, Robert Pattinson. There's a couple of moments where I thought, oh, his face looks a bit funny, like he's constipated. But apart from that, yeah, I think he done a great job as Batman. And
yeah.
then Serkis done a great job as what's his name again, Alfred.
Mm,
I just think it was a good film. I think for me, do you know what? The sign for me that made it a good film was the fact that even if it wasn't Batman, I would have
mm,
enjoyed watching this movie as a psychological thriller of them trying
mm,
to catch a killer.
mm.
That's it. That's how you know the film was good. It didn't need to be a Batman film. It could have just been
Yeah,
a film, which is
yeah,
really good. And the fact that there's the enemy, like the Riddler, who was played really well by Paul Dano, who like he's just he was very unhinged and very just mad and smart at the same time.
yeah.
He's a forensic what's he again? A forensic something
Accountant,
analyst or forensic
forensic
accountant. That's
accountant.
it.
Yeah.
And they're smart people, So the way he did his crimes, he was always 10 steps ahead of the police,
Mm,
and he knew more than he let off, and the riddles and stuff like that. It was all smart stuff. It kind of reminded me sometimes of Saw as well, trying to
yeah.
trying to solve stuff to try and catch the killer.
I think
It was a good movie.
with this version of Batman, like when I sat in the cinema watching this, like I said, I compared it to the Dark Knight
Yeah,
and all the other Batman movies before, and um, what I like is, like you mentioned, the neo noir detective thriller,
yeah.
and it's very heightened gothic look to
Oh
everything as
yeah, yeah,
well.
yeah.
And yeah, and it was just that with when it was the small subtleties in this movie that differs from the Dark Knight, where the Dark Knight was sort of more action. This one was more detective,
Mm.
and it was you could see him working with the with Gotham GC
Commissioner
Police.
Gordon as well. Yeah, they work
Yeah,
well together.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 and
Mm.
and I like the fact that with this Batman, because it's year two and not year
Mm.
one, you see Batman's physicality compared to later versions, played by Ben Affleck. He's a lot skinnier.
Yeah.
He's not hench
Older.
because
Yeah,
yeah, he's younger, he's slimmer, he's not so hench. Whereas
yeah,
his physicality later on, he's a lot more hench. He's a lot more built
yeah.
for the job. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
And what I did like as well is that he made rookie mistakes, like
Mm.
when you hear when he strikes fear to the criminals, and you hear the Batmobile just revving
Mm.
up, and then
Mm.
you hear it before you see it, and then all of a sudden he stalls he stalls the Batmobile, but then he
Mm.
the whole sort of like Jason horror part of it comes into play because he still hunts you down.
Yeah.
He, and I didn't recognize what is it
Penguin.
Penguin, yeah, played by Colin Farrell. The
Yeah,
prosthetics
he was
was
good.
really good. He did a
He
really
was
good
good.
job.
Really
Yeah.
good job. I wasn't sure what kind of part he'll play in it, but he
Mm,
always seemed to be quite important, but not the main character. But he done enough,
mm,
and you weren't sure what side he was on, or if he was, sort of going to be like at the end, be the main villain or something. But he
yeah.
played his part well.
Yeah.
And I also hear that there's going to be a HBO series,
A spin
Gotham
off.
City,
Yeah.
yeah, which also Matt Reeves is going to be involved in, and I think the
Mm,
Penguin is also going to be involved in that as well.
mm,
And I also understand that there's a possibility, and this is getting to a spoiler bit towards the end, But towards the end, after all is said and done, and the Riddler is in Arkham, that there's another person in Arkham too, and who's that person? Yeah,
Our
who is that
favorite,
person?
the Joker.
Hmm.
The Joker.
Exactly,
But he's actually
exactly.
he's not mentioned in the credits. He's actually mentioned as unseen Arkham prisoner in the credits,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's played by Barry
Barry
Cogan.
Keoghan. Barry Keoghan. He's a really
Yeah,
good actor, and I'm not surprised he's been cast as the Joker because have you seen the film Killing of a Sacred Deer?
no,
Oh man! And in that film as well, also Colin Farrell is in that film along with Nicole Kidman, I think it is.
oh
And
yeah,
that film is a twisted film
yeah,
where their child is killed, and it's twisted. He kind of like he's just a twisted character in that film, and he plays it really well. We saw him also in Eternals recently.
oh yeah,
So he's
yeah. I
done
remember
the
him.
DC Marvel double,
Yeah,
you know. But he's
yeah.
a good actor. He's an Irish actor, very good actor. He's been in a few sort of indie films. Really good guy.
I recognise
But
his
he might
Irish
be
roots from his surname.
yeah exactly. But yeah, he might be in the. I understand that he might be put in the Gotham City spin-off
Mm,
that Matt Reeves has planned as well. So I'm not sure how much he's going to
mm,
be in that. He might get
mm,
introduced in that. I'm not sure, but at the end of the day, from what I understand, is that the Riddler and the Joker might team up at some point
mm,
to do their shit.
mm.
So interesting times. But I think this film they done well, man. They done well, and
Did you notice also the tech as well? The like
mm,
all of his weapons, gear, and tech. The feel was less advanced as well,
yes,
because it being year two. I felt like everything, all the tech that that I saw, it could have been built by like some hobbyist with loads of time, in his garage sort of thing,
yeah,
where
yeah,
he's got the muscle car, where you got a muscle car which looks good and it
mm,
performs well, especially when he's hunting down the penguin, and
yeah,
he
yeah,
just
yeah,
looks like the Grim Reaper's just come to get you, like
mm,
Penguin thinks that he's gotten away, and then he just comes bursting through the flames, and then that's just
yeah.
like shit, he's gonna get you. Because the Batmobile looks good, but then I
Mm.
also do like the Dark Knight's Tumbler, which
Oh yeah, yeah,
is
yeah.
the heavy
That's next
duty.
level.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
next
that's
level.
next
So
level.
you
Yeah,
could,
that's next level.
yeah. So
I
that's
think
what I do like about
that sort
this.
of thing will look out of place in this movie. This movie looks a
Mm,
bit more low key,
mm,
a bit more low key, like with the tech, like you mentioned. But I think it fit in. It fit in nicely. Even he was quite low key because he hadn't
mm,
been out in years. People didn't really see him. He wasn't as flamboyant. Even his money. I'm not sure how much of it he spends or he wants.
yeah,
So I guess that reflects in his Batman ness.
yeah.
But yeah, how about Catwoman? She was very good in this.
Oh,
We ain't
yeah.
mentioned her.
Catwoman. I think she's probably the
Zoe
second
Kravitz.
best one.
Yeah,
Yeah, she played a good Catwoman. You know what she
very
reminded?
good.
She reminded me of more the Catwoman in the animated series,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, and the comics. Like
Mm,
she was really good actually. I mean, usually like her performances aren't highly rated, but I think
okay.
she definitely as Catwoman exceeded Halle Berry for sure. Like
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
definitely,
that's not.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not very hard. From what I hear, obviously, me
Yeah.
and Haley Berry we go way back. She's been really good at that. But no, and she's also. I mean, she's linked with Falcone.
Yeah.
All those names, you keep hearing those names, Falcone and all them people and the mob bosses and all that. And she's linked with them, obviously being the daughter of Falcone. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think the relationship that they had as well. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that. Obviously, we know they have some. We've seen it in the past. I wasn't sure if they were gonna revisit that again.
Oh, okay.
But I
See,
like the way.
I think for people who follow the comics or
Mm,
you followed the comics, it that didn't come across as a surprise when
okay.
she mentioned that she was the daughter of Falcone, but I'd say a lot of the people, a lot of general watchers who probably don't know the ins and outs of Batman too well would have came as a
Mm,
surprise on that as a twist.
mm,
Like, oh my god, like she's a daughter. Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah. No,
Batman was very quick in recognizing like her boots being the same boots
yeah.
as in the picture and putting the two together, which made that detective part of him, stick
Yeah,
out as well.
he can spot a Puss in Boots from a mile away.
Yeah, but what did you think? Did you pick up on the romance between them, the two? Because I didn't really get much of a sense of that.
No, not from her to him. I wasn't sure she was trying to play him because from
Mm,
him he doesn't give away much at all to
yeah,
anyone. He's very just stoic and just
yeah, very
But
broody, and it was
yeah,
just
I thought that she was maybe trying to play him or use him, but it seemed like it was serious, especially when she saved him. Kind of towards the end, she was crying when she saved him when he was
mm,
almost gonna. Batman was almost gonna die, and we did see that in this movie. He was a bit more vulnerable than we usually get to see because he's not the finished article
yeah,
as Batman. But nothing overall. I would highly recommend watching this movie. This movie done a great job. Matt Reeves should be very, very happy. They should all be very, very, very happy. It seems like they've
mm,
gone more the darker, more gritty, grounded, like the Joker. Kind of
yeah,
that sort of lane. And it seems like if DC kind of stick to this with those films, I can't see that this Robert Pattinson mixing in with Dwayne. The Rock Johnson and Shazam and all those other ones, I can't see him mixing with that part of DC. It seems like
yeah.
DC's got two different parts: dark DC and then mainstream DC.
Yeah,
And
he's
I'm
definitely not
preferring
going to
the
be
dark.
crossing over. He's definitely not going to.
No,
I can't see that happening. And I
yeah,
think it's a
yeah,
totally different flavor in terms of,
yeah.
yeah, Robert Pattinson. No, he
Keep
wouldn't.
it
He wouldn't
dark.
do well crossing over
No,
into
keep it
that.
dark. Batman should stay dark.
But
But
there
yeah.
was parts that I didn't like of the movie though.
Oh yeah. What's that?
And the parts that I didn't like was the Martha Wayne's or
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay.
the yeah, Arkham, Martha Arkham, where they did a twist on the story where she basically suffered from like mental issues,
Yeah.
and I didn't. Yeah, I did that one didn't really like float well with me. I was just like,
Mm,
okay, so what? Bruce Wayne never sensed that
yeah.
his mum had mental issues like for all those years before she was like, uh, what do they call it
Mm,
when they put you
committed.
away, committed, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Okay.
but another one that was stupid was when Alfred opened the envelope. I thought, why did you open it?
Yeah. Your name's not on the envelope. Leave it alone. You're the butler, mate.
Yeah, yeah,
You're the butler.
it's not
Just
for
pass
you.
shit along. Exactly. You should be like Bird and Judge Judy. Just get the shit and pass it along. You don't open that shit.
Yeah.
You don't open it. But yeah, so what would you give it though? Out of 10, what would be your sort of ending uh, mark?
mm, I think I think not out of 10. I'll probably give it a 4 out of 5.
Oh, you give that to out of fives, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll probably give it a 7.5. I reckon. I've got to see it again to
Yeah,
really
I'd like to see it
solidify. But I'll
again.
give it a 7.5 for me out of 10. But good film. And
Yeah.
again, recommend it. But yeah,
I
let's
actually,
talk
what I did
enough.
like is that it was the riddles. The riddles were difficult
Yeah,
enough for you to take a minute to actually work them out before getting the answers, but
yeah,
they weren't too hard. Where it was just like, what the fuck, I can't
yeah,
answer
yeah.
that. Yeah,
Well,
so
I didn't get
I
any of them
like
to be
that
honest.
part of it
So
as well.
I didn't get any of them.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it? But it just shows like another part that I didn't like was the flood of Gotham City. I felt sad
I didn't.
because like I really wanted Batman to win, and
Yeah,
I felt like I felt the magnitude of his responsibility being Batman, and it's only been like it's only the second year. Whereas
mm,
if you're not on point, and if you don't get your shit together, like solving the riddle where he realized his mistake when there was the one riddle where it was El Rata Alada,
Mm.
which translated for rat with wings. He got that so wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
and it was
you know,
just
he's still
like,
learning on the job, isn't it? He's still learning. So
yeah, but it just showed in that the consequence of if you if you get it wrong, the
yeah,
city
yeah,
floods. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, but
Crazy.
it was a good movie.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but stay away from drugs because
exactly.
that 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 adrenaline spike that he took at the end.
Yeah.
Do you remember the vial
Yeah,
where
that
he
was
just
it. Like a EpiPen or whatever they call it, isn't it? I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. But that was a bit of a shocker as well for me because I was just
Yeah.
like, what? Is that Venom? Yeah.
Nah, nah. I just adrenaline to get him up again. But yeah, so yeah, that really concludes our show for today and our Batman review. Hope you enjoyed it. Do let us know once you've seen Batman. Do let us know what you think. You can
Yeah,
reach out to us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's going to be on YouTube as well. So put in your comments as well. We really want to know what you think of it, and let us know what you want us to review next time as well. There's a massive, some massive films coming out this year, so we'll
mm,
make sure we always review them. But if there's anything else that you want us to add, just let us know and we'll do it.
yeah.
But yeah, so that brings us to the
Take
end of
part
the
in the
show. So yeah,
conversation. Let us know what
definitely,
your likes and
definitely.
dislikes are.
Hmm.
If there's anything that you're watching that you'd recommend, yeah, we'd like to hear it as well.
I heard that. All right. So till next time, guys. Peace out.
Peace.
Okay, here we are. Here we are. How you doing, Mr. Emmanuel?
Good, good, good.
Good. The people are. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Just pop in the Flixters podcast.